Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. Horrible. Horrible.
When you are given immunity, that means that you've probably committed a crime.
So there are 5 people taking the Fifth Amendment, like you see on the mob, right? You see the mob takes the Fifth. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth?
When you have your staff taking the Fifth Amendment, taking the Fifth, so they're not prosecuted. When you have the man that set up the illegal server taking the Fifth, I think it's disgraceful.
We have breaking news on the president's longtime personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, and his fight to delay the lawsuit by the porn star Stormy Daniels. Let's go right to our national correspondent, Sarah Seidner, monitoring these developments in Los Angeles. Sarah, what's the latest?
This is big movement in the case of Stormy Daniels trying to get out of her non-disclosure agreement, but it's also big move, and it tells you something about what is happening with Michael Cohen, President Trump's personal lawyer. I want to read to you the declaration that he has just filed in district court. He's talking about his Fifth Amendment rights. You will remember that he is now under criminal investigation after his home, his hotel, and his offices were raided. And this case here in California is a civil court case. His attorney has been arguing that because he is now under criminal investigation, he should not have to testify or appear in this civil case because some of the things he says, if he is deposed, for example, may hurt him in the criminal case against him. Here's what Michael Cohen has put in a declaration to the judge, James Otero. He says, based upon the advice of counsel, I will assert my Fifth Amendment rights in connection with all proceedings in the case due to the ongoing criminal investigation by the FBI and U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York.
Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. Horrible. Horrible.
President Trump's former national security advisor is not going to hand over any records to the Senate Intelligence Committee. New developments here today on this. Michael Flynn invoked his Fifth Amendment rights today in response to a subpoena asking about his communications with Russian leaders.
Could you once and for all, definitively, sir, yes or no, say whether or not you believe that President Putin and or Russia interfered in the election?
What I said there, I'm surprised that there's any conflict on this. What I said there is that I believe he believes that, and that's very important for somebody to believe. I believe that he feels that he and Russia did not meddle in the election. I believe that President Putin really feels, and he feels strongly, that he did not meddle in our election. What he believes is what he believes.
Have you had any dealings with the Russians?
Well, I've done a lot of business with the Russians.
They're commies, you know that. They're commies.
Tough.
Well, there's Vladimir Putin. Have you ever met the guy?
Tough guy. I met him once. I don't know Putin. I have no idea. I never met Putin. What do I have to get involved with Putin for? I have nothing to do with Putin. I've never spoken to him. I was in Russia. I was in Moscow recently. And I spoke indirectly and directly with President Putin, who could not have been nicer.
You said for 3 years, 13, 14, and 15, that you did have a relationship with him.
No, look, what do you call a relationship? I mean, he treats me with great respect. I never met Putin. I don't know who Putin is. Putin wants to go in, and I got to know him very well because we were both on 60 Minutes. We were stablemates, and we did very well.